Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and welcome to the second part in an episode of StarCraft II Study. This time, in this part, we are going to take a look at the exact build order that PartinG uses when he does his all-in build order with sentries and immortals. So, we are going to use a lot of timings, a lot of build orders and a lot of numbers in this episode. So if you're not into that kind of stuff, I'm going to have to disappoint you because, well, whenever you want to improve in StarCraft, that's a really big thing actually. So, in the first part of this episode, we took a look. We have taken a, I don't know how to say that in English, but we took a look at the general stuff that is going on in Zerg versus Protoss, as well as PartinG himself. So apparently he wins 80 games out of 80, and you know, we are going to take a look at the exact build order that he does. So as you can see already, he is going to open up with a 9 pylon right there. And as you might notice, he's not going to use a 9 pylon scout whatsoever. A lot of Zerg player or a lot of Protoss players will actually build this pylon on the low ground. It's mostly personal preference. Of course, this pylon right here will actually help you to hold off early Zergling pools, because it will simply save you the forts that you will probably build over here, which PartinG actually builds over there. However, in this game we will not see something like that, so we can take a look at the exact build order. But I wouldn't really put too much value into putting your pylon in the high ground. There's a few advantages, a few disadvantages, but besides that, I really wouldn't think about it too much. Just do whatever you prefer. So here we go. He's actually going to rally the 15 probe that he makes to his natural right here, and he's going to create a nexus with that one. He is, however, going to continue probe production. So here we go. Nexus going down with the 15 probe, and he will actually start a forge right here in his main base next to his first pylon. At the 17 supply mark. There we go. The forge is going down at 17, and he will also start a pylon on the low ground with the first probe that he actually sent down there. Still no scout going on whatsoever. Now he will simply just make some more probe guys, some more probies, and he will actually start a gateway and a cannon, once again with the first probe that he used to initially build a nexus, to actually start a gateway and a cannon. There we go, gateway starting as soon as he has the money for it, and he's going to use that probe to actually start scouting for a third base, and he puts down a cannon as soon as his forge finishes. So there we go. Right now he will actually start chrono boosting a lot of probes out, but he will also start both of his gas geyses. I'm actually getting this one a little bit earlier than the second one, but I don't think that really matters at all. I would get both my gas geyses at 20 supply right now, right after you're starting your cannon. Now as soon as this gateway finishes, you basically just want to start a cybernetics core as soon as you can, because the cybernetics core will be the one thing that will make it easy for you to start teching up. Now, important to note, as a Protoss player, you will need confirmation that this third base is up. So here we go. He actually used this initial probe to check out for a third base, and now he just stops scouting altogether until he actually moves out. So let's continue the game. There we go. The gateway is about to be finished, and he starts a cybernetics core as well as another pylon as soon as he can. Right now, just going to make more and more probes, guys. There we see the pylon as well going down. Right now, just making more and more probes. Actually going to make sure that he has full saturation in his main, and after that he will really re-rally into his third, or into his natural rather, to start getting as much stuff as he can right there as well. Right now, he just got a new pylon up, and he's going to keep producing probes right now, saving up gas and minerals on the way, because he wants to start a cybernetics or a robotics facility ridiculously early. So there we go. The cybernetics core actually finishes, and he starts chrono boosting a stalker right away, which is pretty much the only thing until immortals that he chrono boosts besides probes. There we go. As well as the warp gate, of course, going down, and there we go. We see the robotics facility going down at exact the same time. After he can afford it, and he also starts a gas a little bit after getting the robotics facility around the 5 minute and 40 second mark. So important to note, after the cybernetics core he starts a stalker, he starts the warp gate upgrade, and around the 5 minute and 30 second mark, right after finishing the cybernetics core, he starts the robotics facility. A little bit later he also starts the gas at 5:40. Now he will use, after getting the stalker up, he will use this gateway to just simply make a lot of sentries. He will make as many sentries as he can, which will turn out to be 3 if I'm not mistaken. And he will also start a pylon, around 40-ish supply right there. Actually double pyloing right there. smart positioning on this pylon right here, because it will give him the ability to actually warp in on the low ground right there when he's moving out. So right now he will actually start, let's actually back up a little tiny bit, because at the 6-minute mark, after starting the robotics facility right now, he actually also starts a ground weapons level 1 upgrade around the 6-minute and a few second mark, and a little bit later he also starts a gateway at the main base right here. And there's really nothing fancy he does right there. He's not going to save up until 450 minerals, whatever. He's just going to create gateways when he has the money for it. So there we see the first gateway going down, the second gateway a little bit after, but he is going to add more and more gateways right here. That's important to note. However, your robotics facility finishes right now, and at this point he will actually start spending all his chrono boost on chrono boosting out immortals. There we go, he's going to start an immortal right away, and he's just going to add up more gateways like I already mentioned. I believe he got actually 3 at this point right here, and he will get some more a little bit later on. Right now, he's just making sure that he hits full saturation as soon as he can, and he's also going to actually make sure that there's no scouting whatsoever by the Zerg player. But right now, not much is going on until the point that the first immortal is out. There we see the first immortal being out, and he starts the second gas guys in his natural a little bit after getting that. However, he's still producing more and more sentries as you can. I'm not chrono boosting them, however, not chrono boosting the upgrade either, just getting more and more gateways, and just spending all his chrono boosts on getting immortals up. Now at 59 supply he gets some more pylons up, and this is just the point that the push really starts taking shape. Right now he didn't have a big army, but he denied his opponent from scouting pretty much everything. He has some sentries up in case Zerglings decide to run up, and he's just going to wait until he actually has full 3 immortals up. Now another smart thing that he does is actually add more and more gateways. He's going to add 4 more gateways at his natural ramp, and he's also going to wall himself completely in at the main base, so he actually nothing is able to wall in. However, as soon as his warp gate finishes, also those gateways finishes, and he actually gets a bunch more sentries up. He gets about 8 or 9 in total. So there we see a little bit of a push by his opponent. This, however, gets defended completely properly, and the immortals are still being hidden. So there we see more and more gateways, 4 gateways in total being added. So let's count the gateways. There's 3 right here, there's 1 at the front, and there's 3 more, and adding 1 more a little bit later if I'm not mistaken. So 8 gates in total. And there we see after getting the 3 immortals, he actually also starts a war prism, and after making the war prism he starts a what is it called, an observer. So right now is really the time that he starts moving out. He's going to add more and more pylons right now. 2 more in his natural, 2 more in his in his main, and 2 more in his natural as well. Going to warp in a few more sentries right here for as much gas as he has, and I believe he gets 2 more sentries and 1 more zealot right now. And that is basically the complete build order. Right now he has full saturation. Let's take a look. He has full saturation. All gas guys is going. His +1 just finished, so if his opponent would be waiting at the watchtower for him to move out, he would actually already have +1. And this is the time that he really starts moving, and he really starts going to the low ground, and he starts doing this big ass push. So this is it for part 2. In the next part, in part 3, we take a look at how to engage the Zerg army, and how to basically just warp in units, and what you do. So I want to thank you all for watching, and I see you in part number 3.